About time. Okay, I'm gonna assume we're live, but I don't know. So, this thing, I'm working with something called Prism Live Studio. Every time I go into it, yo, what's up, my flipping life? Every time I go into it, it requires something different for me to stream, and I has to go through YouTube Studio to authenticate, so it doesn't think I'm just like a fraudulent person from this Prism Live. I don't know. It asks for something different every time. Every time I come in. So, anyways, I don't know if I even put a description on this video. It doesn't matter. I'm just doing some shop pickup from the class we had. We did if you didn't know, we did a latex mask casting course for anyone interested in getting into like beginner basics effect stuff. We just casted a bunch of masks, and then we made bag masks for the people to take home. And everyone seemed to have a lot of fun. So, anyways, I'm just kind of cleaning up the aftermath for that. So I can bump out some big orders, and then also have some masks. I've been moving some molds around here, and there's a lot to do. So I'm gonna pick up some stuff here. And yo, what's up, Jordan? I was like, what's it? Who's my flipping life? But that's cool. Uh, so I got lots to do as far as picking up. This is what I call the messy side, or the dirty side of the operation. This is all. I got an old like military cot style bed frame over there that I cast stuff on, and I got a table here for just odds and ends and whatever. The painting is more of over here, but the other side of down here is a lot nicer. That's where all the nice displays and all that kind of stuff is. But we're in here for right now, and I had a few people hit me up wanting some questions answered or some techniques and whatever like that. So if they come on here, that's fine. I can go over that stuff on here. And I'm still getting used to this YouTube stuff, but I see that it helps out, so I'm just picking up some stuff. I'm gonna show off kind of casting some, not that I'm gonna cast, but I'm gonna show off some raw blanks and stuff. Kind of show you a variety of some of the different stuff that I don't really put out there as often, and pick up a little bit of this stuff. So 5-gallon bucket of latex, empty. Here's an old little bucket topper called the Worm Chum Bucket that I make. It's supposed to be like a little gory. It's got a tongue, some eyes, a bunch of little weird worms in there, all nasty and stuff. So, no, that doesn't go there. So I just casted that for maybe to do something like that with it eventually. But time for that mold to go away. So I have most of this side of the basement is full of molds. We have a mold cabinet back there, more Halloween supplies, a whole area back, further back, underneath a set of stairs with skeletons and all sorts of stuff. We got this mannequin here, which I need to get out of the way. My molding table is here, kind of hidden from what you can see. Here's another mask that I need to pour up. It's kind of a smaller face mask. It's a devil, kind of a masquerade. It just kind of hugs the hairline and chin area. But it's pretty cool. So I'll set that aside for now. But with the nicer weather coming, and we've actually had some beautiful days here, I really want to be able to open the shop doors, smell the fresh air, not being here with the pneumonia and the latex and pass out kind of thing. This is for an antique shop, so I'll hang those there for now. All these little guys, these are for our ferocious foods, if you guys can hear me, I hope. They all need trimmed and foam filled and painted. This is all the latex that I have left from 6 gallons. And this is less than 1 gallon. It's all the latex I have left from last weekend. I'm going to be casting this guy up soon. This is the bandage ghoul or the glass face base mask right here. And I got another order for that. Plus I want to make one for myself, so I'm going to cast those a few times once I get some latex. This is a giant, just flat mold. It's like an old I call it Franken leather, kind of like a Frankenstein because of the squareness and leather face kind of mix, but I'm going to start maybe casting these up for like book wraps and stuff. I already got one casted, so it's going to be kind of the tester. I think the molds I'm going to still use before putting back, I'm going to sit on this table. As well as the casted pieces. We got this is our bipolar pumpkin. He's casted, ready to paint. And I have another one to pull out here in just a second. And I got 5 pig heads. Fetal pig heads for orders. And if anybody's interested, I have a blank of the West German clown made famous by Slipknot. You need a big ass pole barn. Dude, you ain't joking, man. I got, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I've been estimating about 900 square feet. That's all my business stuff. Maybe not quite that much. Maybe like 700. But it's pretty much from where you guys are that way, which is about at least 250, 300 square feet. And then that whole side of the bottom of the house, which you can get to from either the stairs upstairs or the garage or the side door. But that whole basement part of the house. So that's this times 2. So if this is, let's say, 300, that's 600. Yeah, it's about 900 square feet. That's just my business shit. I'm telling you, man. I have 1 molding table, 1 painting table, and then my little casting department there, and the boxes are. And then out there is the nice stuff where we do the classes, and I've put up stuff on display or stuff that's ready to go get shipped out. It's all pretty. But yeah, definitely need a larger facility. We actually seen one right down the road that their current business left. They got 2 garage bays and a nice store area, and I'm like, ooh man, totally want that. But rent around here is crazy, so that's, you know. And I have a large, well, I have other stock way back there, but I got a huge pegboard that's got supplies. I'm slowly moving this way and getting it organized into little mini bins just for themselves, but still. Alright, this is my escape mask, the Michael Myers escape from Halloween. I still want to make a couple of these side of orders and stuff. And man, I'm just might as well just keep all these molds out. It's a Leatherface. 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 Let me do it on your face. This thing that looks like a weird retarded bird, that's a plague mask. I'm going to try to get some extra stuff bumped out ahead of some upcoming shows. Basically today, I just want to move some of this open, move this stuff off the floor I no longer need, pull the cast out, and my bike that's further back there, my motorcycle I can get out. So that'd be nice. Get this bad boy out of my way. So this guy is an interesting fella. Call it Evil Emoji. It's the biggest face mask we have. So for anybody that's got fat heads, bigger than mine even, this is, or fat faces, whatever, this is the mask for you. I have not cast one of these in over 3 years. But it's called Evil Emoji, so it's got like an X and an O eye and a weird, crazy looking mouth, and honestly looks like a big, over easy egg. Not the prettiest, but we had this guy featured in the horror calendar that we did, and with my buddy AJ, who's a little bit bigger and taller than me, it was very intimidating to see this thing wrapped around his head with blood and his costume on. It was really cool. So that's why I wanted to cast this, because if I get rid of the mold or something, I at least want one copy for myself, because I don't believe it sold but the one time we made it. This guy, little mold, he's our child zombie mask, so it's a good, perfect size for either very thin, small face adults to kids 4 and up. I don't usually suggest any younger than 4 wearing a mask. It's a health hazard. 2 and under, obviously. 3, I don't know, but 4, they're big enough to be able to kind of speak their mind, tell you how they feel, all that kind of thing. It's just a nice, simple little zombie face mask. Good for kids, not too scary. I do a little bit of blood or whatever, but kind of a standard gray skin zombie. We made them a light flesh, and then we've done like a swampy green. So those usually sell really well at shows. Now I had to recast this one because the class that I had, I was teaching them the different methods of how to brush in a mold and slush cast a mold and dwell cast. And this is one that I think one of the guys that wasn't real interested in this part of the class brushed in, and so when I got that mask out, it was a little thin. So, hey Mike, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I don't know. Every time I went to go live, it kept saying you have to process through YouTube Studio, and then I would go there, and then when I would try to go live, it was just black. Because then it's like, you need to authorize your camera. I'm like, I've already done that. I've already done this many times. Or not many times, but I've did testers and then other lives, and it's like, why is it always something different? But anyways, at least for the order that I have for this piece's sake, the one those kids did, or not kids, young adults that were here, it was just too thin for what I put out quality-wise, and so I redid it. And it might be one, I haven't got it up on the site yet, but right now, if you guys are like, he's got an Etsy and a website. The website is for primary merch, I guess, what's popular right now. The Etsy is for overflow or extra stuff. So if we have something currently in stock that we're not making to order from like off the website, it'll be on Etsy. So we have very few stock items right now. Or like I'm starting to put blank latex masks on there. That's okay, we can see you now. Hey Sherry. Well, I wish I could see you guys. But this mask has got an interesting story. It's got some fangs, simple tooth work. But I did, when I first got started, I did a giveaway, and this is an interesting one. I did a giveaway where everyone that wanted to submit their own personal mask idea would submit, their artwork. And it didn't matter if your artwork sucked or artwork was brilliant. The backstory to the character was what mattered the most. And I think he was either one of the worst sketches or next to worst, but I could see what he wanted. It's nothing special, It's, very bony, kind of sucking the soul out of your life, kind of sunken in look. But the cool thing about this guy was the character that he built the story around. Every victim he would take, he would put into a crown of fingers with thorns or something around his head. So I casted my finger up and did recast it multiple times, and I had a 5 or 6 fingers sticking up like a crown, being stitched to his head, and then I weaved. I didn't even do it on purpose, but I did like a pentagram and barbed wire, and that was cool. RJ, I need more alien stuff. Dude, you could always commission me. That's... My son would love that. Yeah. So this... I usually do like a weathered flesh tone, almost gray with this guy, and do the crown of fingers with the barbed wire and stuff on top. But then, because the whole clown fad came out and the kidnapping clowns and the people doing all that stuff, everyone was into clowns, and that was of course with It Part 1, and that was a few years back, and I'm like, well, I really don't make a clown mask. So I took this, because most of the clowns out there, it's got that angular jaw. I'm like, hey, I wonder if that would look good as a clown. And put a nose on them. I did it. It was another giveaway, many hundred people after, and the guy won this with as a clown mask. So I had a big nose. I had nasty, bloody, you know, all up in here and did the clown makeup. So this mask is actually being used as one of our primary makes as a clown, even though that's not what its purpose was. But it seems that that's what people want. So this is very thick. You can barely even stretch. It's thick. And that's what I want. The stuff that the class did for me, yeah, they were learning and I was fine with it. But when I pulled it out, because if you let something dry for too long and then try to do another like slush cast or something, it's just not right, does it? Settle right. So I had to redo it. Rita, that would be cool. Thank you, thank you. Trying to look at it looks much better. So. Actually, I also did a weird, like, vape, breathing apparatus cage over his face, too, for the original one. But, yeah, so that's kind of a cool mask. That was an early sculpt. Obviously, an early mold. Look how rough those edges are. I could go back and bevel those off, no problem. But, for now, these guys are going back in the mold cabinet. I don't think you wanted to go, guys. I'll do this guy next, I guess. Alright. So, here's one of my recent favorites. This is the bipolar pumpkin. We try, regardless if it's going to be foam filled or not, which these aren't. I try to make them very thick casted anyways. One, it supports, helps with the foam inside. If the foam has any issues, and because we've gotten bad batches before. But also, if you don't have it foam filled, then it just keeps itself stood up. And what I want to do with this guy eventually is do maybe a rigid foam rub-in. So where I just kind of foam the outside, the inside wall of the pumpkin prop, and cut the eyes and mouth out and stuff, and make a glowing. You my twin. You saying you're both ugly? Pretty sure I've seen your photos. You're not ugly. But yeah, so what I would do, here's our bipolar pumpkin, the little grimacing side, and then the kind of the sinister, happy side. But I would rub in some rigid foam to the inside here, and cut out the eyes and mouth there, and then the eyes, nose, and mouth here, or if one would prefer one side or the other, and then put it on a little wooden base with a light, and have a glowing pumpkin prop. Option at least. So, there's another one of these guys. There. These are some of my very first original molds. So I'm not sure what they're even made out of. Either plaster of Paris, which is weak, or hydrocal early on. Just didn't make them thick enough. But some of these are going to be retired after this year, I think. So I might do if you can still hear me, I hope you can. I might do a retirement sale on some of my masks over the summer. This summer. think you might be interested, keep an eye out. Yeah, because some of them are just losing some of the detail and then just being moved around and stuff. This mold is my pumpkin mold. It's probably been utilized more than any mold I have. People like their pumpkins. And then this guy, I have a couple of him pulled, I think. At least one. It's kind of a rock band mask. Kind of a mix of a couple different Slipknot characters. It looks like the one I carved at Halloween. Oh, nice. Yeah, it would be cool on the front porch, definitely. I always try to think, what else can I do with what I've already made? Or before I finish making it, what can I do to change that up? To make more than one product? Sometimes it works and sometimes it just not very interesting. So I use a lot of these a lot of the larger funnels because it's about a pinky thickness, but it's big enough to push latex through. So when I'm going from like the big 5-gallon bucket down to a 1 gallon or a small container, it's good to have these. Here is my Banshee banana mold. So, little 2-part mold. Got to get another couple out of these soon. But for now, my fruit and veggies have their own little department over here. This is one. Cool thing about this mold is the face that I just put on the table is like an exposed gas mask and skull. I like the freaky ones. And this is the backside to it. I also make a gas mask that's intact. This is also the backside to it. So this serves as double the purpose. And I'm going to need both those made soon. We're running out of space, guys. It's okay. I think most of these are going back in the cabinet. Now I can tear down that table. I won't do it right now. Hey, you ladies on here. You guys might really enjoy this little guy right here. You still have the first one ever made. What's your most popular one? Shit. So my first mask I ever made didn't come from a mold. It was just a latex applied with burlap on a foam head. And yes, I still have it. I'll show it to you. As far as the mold, the first one, I gave Vic my Punisher mold, which was my first commission mask. But the first mold would have to be one of the ones I already put away. So yes, I still have it. And I'd say the most popular would be the Pumpkin Slice mask. It's on the website. And if you're interested, it's actually one of our cheaper masks. It's like 35 bucks. When the same thing I've been seeing artists selling for 75 and 80, like similar, just face, pumpkin face mask. And so I don't know if I need to raise the price or just make that as, But that would probably be the most popular overall. I've probably made more of that pumpkin mask than any single mask. Um, that I can think of. You guys will like this though. It's a little prop, but it doesn't matter. I might have to cut this guy open. He's got some crazy undercuts because he's a little teacup. But he's not your typical teacup. What is one of the most popular movie cinematic teacups? Probably from Disney. You take EPT cards? If it would actually pay out, I would, yeah. I've made some weird, but on my part, generous deals with people that love my stuff so much, and I just try to hook people up, you know. That's why we do a lot of different discounts for stuff. That's why a lot of our stuff's just kind of cheaper anyways, because I just like making people happy, not making the money necessarily. Alright. Man, this guy's in there. Alright, so I like this little guy. This is, if y'all seen Beauty and the Beast from Disney, this is my take on Chip, the little teacup, but evil. Oh, that tickles. But yeah, he's got kind of a shredded scarecrow-like mouth. One open eye with a frowned brow. Over here, one like bulging eye. Broken rim. And then swirls in there, so I'll do kind of like a dark tea color in there mixed with a little bit of blood. That was actually a special request once, and absolutely loved it, and so did they. But yeah, I got lots of stuff I make, guys, that I don't really put out there. I just put out what's going on currently, like in the shop, and there's just so much stuff that there's people that love my work that's just like, I didn't know you made that. It's like, yeah. I don't try chasing people down saying, hey, you want to buy this? You know? But it definitely doesn't always pay for itself, you know? Especially with wanting to start an actual brick and mortar shop. I'll put this over here with the veggie guys I need to do, because he kind of fits in that same size and everything. Alright. You know, I'm curious how this guy came out, guys. This is my Sumac Mask. I named it because of poison sumac, and it's covered in vines. Love it. I'm not a guy. LOL. I didn't say you were a guy. I said you ladies would love this. Unless you're not talking to me. I don't know. Anyway, here is Sumac. This is kind of a vine-covered guy. I've done this different ways. It mostly looks best like with the brown base, the black line details. I'll maybe variegate a little bit of green and orange in there to break it up, and then I put moss on it. Lately, I haven't put moss on it just because there's only so long that stuff will stick on there. Then you'll have little bits of it stuck, and the rest of it will fall off in a chunk. So I'm gonna, I think, mix up how I usually paint it. Try something slightly different. but it's still going to have that same look, and hopefully it'll look better, because I haven't done one of these in a few years either, and my painting skills are so much better. On a positive note, guys, in Tennessee, or at least Montgomery County, Tennessee, where I'm at, the mask mandate is going to be lifted soon, and because there's not been any incidents, casualties, fatalities, whatever, because of COVID in over 2 weeks. So that is nice. Now, I'd hate to think, oh, everyone's going to think the same thing. Oh, pandemic's over, at least in our area. Go out there, be around each other constantly, and then everyone's sick. So, we're still going to do what we've been doing, at least do it carefully, with sanitizer and washing like you should anyways. It's just smart, but hopefully it continues to get better. I think this might be one we have to cut out, because there's a lot of detail. There's just one little section I have to cut and snip out. If Vic was on, we could thank him for helping me dirty up my shop. No, it wasn't his fault. No, it was the whole shop area down here and or here and over there was pretty neat and tidy work-wise, and we just pulled out tons of shit and started doing stuff. And when you do that, you start pulling stuff from other places and not putting the first thing back. I gotta get scissors, guys. I need to make some scissors. So there's one spot here that, as an early mold maker, I did not pay attention to. That the latex actually goes in the mold and comes back out. And you can't have that. It's got to be, there can't be any little tunnels with the mold. You gotta, oh yeah, nice and thick. So there's that guy, a vine creature. If you're curious what he looks like, you can go, I think you can go on the website, or just check out the face mask photos I posted a while back. But real viney. If you like hard rock or metal music, there's a band called Mushroom Head that's got a similar vibe with the mouth. It's also kind of got that Punisher shape to it, but I need to go through all those cupboards too, see what I missed for my order. Oh, flu season over, go figure. Let's see. They lifted it here yesterday. You're in Rutherford County? You're nearby. I drive my cycle through Rutherford County a lot. So unless I'm mistaken, but man, that is thick, guys. That's good. I put one of these on our Etsy for discounted, just a blank mask like this, because again, our class, they did great. Everybody did great. We learned some stuff. I even learn all the time, but it was thin, so I put a blank of this on the website, or the Etsy shop, not the website, for anybody that wanted to learn how to paint a mask, and boom. But there's that guy, nice and thick. Alright, we got 4 left to pull, it looks like. Ooh, where's that one special? Oh, yeah, it's this one. Alright, guys, so for anybody watching now and in the future on here, we're doing a giveaway for Easter. we've hit a new mark, like follower likewise on the Facebook, and every time we do that, we do a giveaway of some sort. This one's going to be cool because since we're right before Easter, this is an alien egg that I'm going to paint up to look not sparkly, but kind of pretty for Easter, but still make it nasty. Michigan won't lift anything for a couple years. Oh my gosh. Dude. So, RJ, this might be something you'd be interested in too, my friend. I can send you photos of what they look finished. If you entered the giveaway, you would see what they look like finished. But, I usually don't tailor my product to different holidays like some do, but this year I might with these eggs. I might do some crazy Easter eggs with these guys, just to be fun, and to just kind of re-release them since I've only sold them, I think, at shows. And it might also be a upcoming subscription item too. So, but other than the flashing, which is the extra latex, guys, there's our alien egg. It's got the little split. Well, you can't really see because of the extra flashing that he's taking care of, but it's got the extra little X split up top, kind of like the alien version. But it's got all these little nodules and the gnarly veins on it, and then it sits on its own base, which is kind of supposed to look like a moon rock once it's painted up. So I might add some glitter to the base of this for the Easter thing. Do all the nodule growths with polka dots kind of thing, instead of making it look yellow and pussy and kind of like an alien egg. I'll still keep that vibe, but I'll do it in like a dreary blues and pinks and stuff. And I mean, this is a great, if let's say you had this prop secured to a desktop and had a hole, perfect. I mean, it's way bigger than my fist, and I got giant arms, and it's almost as the size of my head. So this would be a great prop for a haunt, to have that cut there, and have your hand, an actor's hand, have a creature thing out of it, or have these eggs, all these alien eggs growing off the side of the wall, and then do like some spray foam where it's connecting to them and stuff, and then have someone behind the wall out. That'd be cool too. So this is a neat little guy. I've only done a few of these, and usually I foam fill them unless it's requested not foam fill because of like a prop idea like that. I'm trying to mess with the guys. I'm gonna go get my charger. Let's see these two guys. Man, hope I don't sound too out of breath. I've been bebopping all damn day. Alright. This has been a favorite at some shows too. But like most, it kind of like, oh wow, to some people at one show, and to another it's nothing that's ever. How do you cut the extra latex off clean? With scissors. Oh, Rita, the giveaway is through my Facebook page. It's already been posted, I think, last week. So go on the Unknown Origin Effects Facebook page, and you can see the giveaway post. I'll be reposting it. I usually post it 2 or 3 times throughout the time the giveaway is going on, because I usually have a future date for the giveaway, obviously. So yeah, you can. All you gotta do is like the post, so I know you're there. If you're already a follower or you like the page, you don't have to comment if you don't want to, but I usually say comment this or that for fun. And then you have to share either the giveaway post or the page for one entry. But we give out multiple entries. So let's say you share the giveaway post so that your friends can see what's being given away and then they can enter. Um, and then you also share the Unknown Origin Effects page on Facebook or YouTube would be cool too. Up to so many, not like 10 or 15, but like I think we've done as much as 5 on one giveaway, usually 3, but it just makes a little. Those who actually support us, follow us, pay attention, and help us get our name out there. That's the biggest thing, guys. Like I've been so thankful for the people that are like loyal, like the work. Not always. You ain't gotta always buy something. But for us, just awareness. Awareness is key. So then someone else might come, or an awesome commission that does something for us, and we appreciate that. We appreciate everything. All right, so this is our Sino-Evil Mask. The one thing it has that the pumpkin, our famous pumpkin mask, does is the slit eyes. And what's cool about that is when we cut those and someone puts it on, the elastic stretches it just enough for the wearer to see out, but it's near impossible for anyone to see the wearer's eyes. And that's what I love about, these were 2 early creations that I did. So this is going to be one of the guys that's going to be retired later this year. The mold is just getting jacked up. I might try to patch it if it doesn't work. You're dying, keep going away. How do you cut the extra clean? Okay, so Mike, so these are good like EMT scissors. They'll cut through some thin wire. They'll cut through thick jeans. It's good for EMTs, so when they come to an emergency and they have to cut your shirt off here real quick, there's no doubt it's going to work. These when they're fresh, and then when I use them to where they dull down, I'll use it for something else. You're dying. Keep going away. I don't know what that means. But basically, you just need to find a nice line. Like this mask is more of kind of like a shredded face. It's got some irregular ins and outs to it, so there's not really a straight line to go with. But when you sculpt your piece, and I know you're just getting into sculpting, Mike, or and when it comes to your masks or props, build out your mold, and you can even detail in or sculpt in your cut line. So make it noticeable for yourself that this is the line I gotta follow to cut to get this mask. You don't want the edge up to the edges of a mask, because then it will, if you do it right, it'll save on the extra flashing scrap, which you can use for other stuff, but it just doesn't give you as much play as far as the thickness, consistency across your whole mask. That's cool looking. Yeah, this one's used as a clown too. Base it off of Sino-Evil. Hear no evil, speak no, but it's Sino-Evil. But I spell it as in Ceeno, Sino. So Sino the clown. But yeah, it's usually kind of a very pale, either purple or black detailed on here, and some red bloody gums, yellow teeth. But this one has looked gnarly as a clown. I did this one up as Pennywise a few, and then I did them all white, and then I did the pinstriped red makeup and stuff, and it looked crazy. So if you like clowns, This is another one of those masks that wasn't meant to be a clown, but looks pretty cool as one. So yeah, Mike, that's the biggest thing, dude. I think is just if you set yourself up for success, think now what you need for the next step. That's good, and then get a good pair of scissors. Don't these are loose. There's not a lot of friction there in the blade, so I don't use that other than to scrap stuff. But for nice, fine, trim details and stuff, get a nice pair of scissors. And seam lines are a whole nother, for two-part molds, a whole nother monster. Rita, I've always hated monsters, spooky, but y'all have shown me another side of it and becomes really interesting to me besides the fact of what you stand behind, with a lot of it being veterans. I love you guys, even if I am in pain sometimes. Yeah, I hear you. I'm in pain all the time, and this is what keeps me going. So, like, I don't know if you guys knew, but when I sustained my brain injury in the Coast Guard, I broke my back too. Like the L4 and L5 got all messed up. Trying to work out and run, I'm like, God, my back. Didn't know. Well, after I got medically retired and the VA checked me out, they're like, how did this happen? Like, your back is beyond effed up. I said, the only thing that could have happened was, what's up, Chris? I said, the only thing that could have happened was when that concussive impact on my head, it just trickled down. My neck was fine. My upper back was okay. My lower back just messed completely up. And then I had a hernia here. So it's like, man, I had the push-up and sit-up record in training. And you would think, and I was beef steaky. But, no, now I can't do sit-ups because of the hernia here and the lower back kills me. I can only walk so far because the back kills me, which then affects my legs. So, anyways, whatever. That stuff's all. Anyways, I was just trying to relate to you being in pain and stuff, and I know how it is. And it used to be my migraines were the worst thing. Now they've subsided some, and Botox has helped that. But I haven't had Botox in over a year because of COVID, so I'm surprised I'm not dying in pain. Alright, guys. If you can't tell, it's a bit bigger than the rest, and there's a one-part mold, means everything was done in one mold setting. And it's cool because it has ears on it. But it only goes so far back on the head that you didn't need to do a second part. It's just a very detailed front part. And it's good. Mike, for what you were asking, even Chris, since you're getting more back into the art again, and there's another guy that I know asked me questions, Josh from Kimbark, and somebody else. Forgive me, but it's good knowing your sculpt, because if you just go to ripping this thing out and you got some nice thick latex in here, you're just gonna stretch and pull any brittle detail that you have away. I got it, thanks. Okay. You're welcome. But yeah, knowing your sculpt is key to your release. And if you have some little undercuts or deep details like these teeth, those are nice, casted solid in that one pore, as well as the ears. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to rip the crap out of that detail on the way out. So you just need to be mindful of what you're doing. That's a nice cast, guys. Look at that. That's a big face mask, and that's holding itself up just fine. I mean, that's nice. That's part of your order, buddy. A pain, me, not in pain, lol. Sorry for your back. Oh, shit. No need to be sorry. VA takes care of me. Not the greatest, but they do. Alright, guys. And if you're wondering why I'm powdering stuff, it's because gives itself kind of a natural release because of it having the moisture suck out of this side. On the inside of it, it's not been touched. It's not been, you know, released with anything. So it will stick them on itself. So we powder the inside to give it a release so it doesn't stick to itself. We pull it out. So if you go to foam fill props or large mask piece or something, clean out the powder. You know, there's still going to be, even if you shake it out, there's still going to be a little bit of residue powder in your molds. Clean it out, because when that foam goes to expand in there, it will, inhibit? It'll pretty much keep the foam from really, you won't get the strength out of it, and it may even look fine, and then in a few days go poof, and sink in. So definitely clean your cast out if you're going to work with foam afterward. And it's just a good idea because I don't want to get a mask that I plan on wearing when I buy it and huff in a bunch of powder either. So this guy's going to go, you know what, throw him over here with the to-do stuff. But we're going to be casting up some more of those guys when we get some more latex. Casted piece. Luckily I got the floor cleaned up so I don't have to keep jumping over stuff, because my next big thing, other than some individual pieces, is to kind of assembly line my masks, my pieces and masks and all that, what I have ready to go by color. Looks like if they start out with a brown or a black base, I'm going to do them all together. And then from there, I'll separate, okay, details. I had to get glasses to take away my migraines. I also had belly button hernias. Raking leaves, my back is hurting. I feel your pain, sorry. Oh, no, I ain't saying it's more serious at all. Everyone comes to the store, loves that mask. That's awesome, dude. Hey, are you guys able to see my little, I think over here, my logo? A few pictures with the pre-order info. Are you guys able to see that? That was like something I was trying out. Didn't know if it was going to work. But anyways, yeah, we do have that Michael mask up for pre-order because, one, that was a trial paint. The customer that it was commissioned from loved that paint job, so we're going to use that. That one that I did, I experimented with just because it wasn't the best cast. Cool, I was right. Just feared asking LOL about the powder. No, you don't have to fear nothing. You can ask away. Yeah, it's a good release. But, so for that, and I thank that customer so much for giving me the idea and basically funding the... He's going to be getting an awesome piece, you know, with all the work involved at a good price. But he's also allowing others that might be interested to get it as well, and that's awesome. I couldn't be more thankful of that. But anyways, for anyone interested in the pre-order for that Michael Myers, if you see him down here, $250. I know it sounds high, but for the pre-order promotion, we're doing $50 off. And what we're going to do is we're just going to get everyone who wants to put a pre-order in, you know, order it. And then after Trans World, mid-May, when I have all my current stuff dealt with and all that kind of stuff, we're going to start production on pre-orders for that mask. So everyone should be getting, other than the guy that commissioned it, he'll be getting his in the next few weeks. Everyone that gets the pre-order will be getting that mask in June. That's the plan, at least. Then after we hit our certain limit for pre-orders, we're going to bump it back up to the 250. Few orders on that from there, because I'm doing a limited run. I want them to be great, high quality pieces. It is a great high quality piece. It's a lot of work with all the paint, detailing. Hey, I watched a video you had a big pig. Yeah, I commented, I answered you. The pig, let's see if we see it. Oh, yep, you can see him. Right, oh, right there. Just the edge of him. Big pig. Yep. I did not make that. I plan on making one, because that's pretty shitty, but for the price, it wasn't bad. So this is my version of kind of a Leatherface type mask. He's really cool. I've made one here recently for a few people, Vic included. I will either leave it like this and paint it, or I can cut off all the different swatches of skin, paint them separate hues, separate skin tones, and then either way I stitch it, but in that case it would be stitching it back together. Yes, the logo is on the right. Michael Myers is on the logo. Okay, cool. Sweet. I'm learning stuff all the time. So this guy's a good example of what, you know, I sculpted myself a line down here to follow. You don't have to be pretty. With some of these, it almost matches the character sometimes to not be a precision scissor artist. But in other cases, like the Michael Myers, the neckline, you know, I want that to be a certain way. So I sculpted that line in, and I follow that line when I cut it out. Same thing with the eyes. I have all the little details and stuff, but I said, okay, this is going to be the eye edge. Whoop! There's a whole other story. I'll show you one. Actually, come with me. So, there's your pig, Mike. I'm going to be working on a Jason Part 7 costume on this guy here in a few days. Yeah, let's look at this guy. So, if you look in there, there's just a slight little line that I followed to cut those eyes. Same on this side. The neck, same way. Now here's the seam line. I haven't done anything to this. This is fresh out of the mold. Here's the seam. What I do is I trim those down with a nice pair of scissors, and if it's fresh out of the mold, like fresh, like that day, sometimes you can pull the flashing and it'll whoop, rip off that seam perfect. You just got to catch it at the right time. Other times it's a little thicker and you pull and stretch it up and then snip. And then sometimes you'll get a nice little running cut and just keep going and follow it. Now for this, that's what I did. And then this I haven't done anything more to. I have a pair of 3D, we have a 3D printer over here. And I have those little, let's see if I can find them here. Not sure where those went, since we're cleaning up in here too. But there are these little razor sharp little scissors for cutting off all the little plastic strands left over from. I have to go. Glad you're doing lives. Have a great night. Oh, cool. Thank you, Rita. Have a good night. But anyways, I use those because those are like super sharp. You can also use uh, fingernail or toenail clippers. That's got a nice, thick, sharp edge, and you can really get into that seam line. But regardless, it's good to use a cotton fiber little Dremel wheel and buff that line. Sometimes it's impossible, but the better you do, the nicer it's going to look once it's painted. But you just buff that line, make it smooth to the rest of the mask around it, and there you go. You got no seam line. Well, honey.
Your baby just woke up.
Oh.
She was snuggling with her Bubba while I was on the phone with your mama.
So same here. If you know you're going to need to cut the neckline to your mask, I already sculpted in the notch, which then you can cut, or use a leather hole punch.
I got you.
And I sculpted in the cut line. The sculpt, no brainer. I have a line to follow. It's like painting with numbers, but you're doing it for yourself. How about the side of beef? You make stuff like that as well? No. So this I got on a sale, and you know, it was okay for the price, but here's all these dots were covered with like a grime, which is cool, but it was basically to cover up flaws in the foam. And if you know anything about foam work and stuff, you would know that all these holes that basically looks like a Nerf ball that some kid picked at, yeah, it shouldn't look like that. So I'm guessing that's why they were on sale. I plan on making something like this eventually. I am making life casting a body, and we're making full foam bodies soon. So we're planning on, if we do the molding before Trans World at the Haunt in Illinois, that's cool. I'm not saying we're bumping out any before Trans World. Before Halloween, definitely. Before Trans World, don't think it's gonna happen. So, but yeah, I mean, that honestly wouldn't be hard to do. It's actually pretty thin. So basically, it'd be lay out yourself a plank of plywood, sketch on the plywood, you know, table what area you want to cover to make sure you have enough flange for your molding, and then throw a shit ton of clay on there and start going at it. I've seen things that size, or you know, gypsum cement molds, and I've seen. So, all right, guys, peace and love. Thanks for watching. If you're watching in the future, we got a pre-order for the mic